nsem ebetu edwa anwumre ewo eye dwumadi ne so ansa na owie eye Champions League games ene eye nsem ewa monone a ya ba fie ni abedi enkomo ewo fie asem solo asem Solomon Kata
boss
Solomon Kata
boss
asem
be a boss
na so unim de meka
oh David is o chimu winner
ai hey
boss
ayo yankwa monone ti program no betia join live on Facebook na odo messages for so na SMS and asa WhatsApp no 0241915555 na voice note nyina so ode fa ho a yebebo ewodwumadi so ede amanunsia na yebesore so amanunsia kase ebo ababeto so na afi omusu wi a mpanyina tenase so ababeto so ede amaye yede wase mo bibia kwa ba so do afidi ato ha Oyerepa 100.7 Highway Sports esha said from on solo ede konko funkro so na afi enseme wo ho nyina no solo ede go ede amaye solo nti fagu maye wa de muye eye
jibo
yo yankwai
right nti yede ba yedi efie enkomo no na ya papa nsem ni mu ede amamo ewo eye dwumadie ne so dia na ese mekaio se eno ameritudwa ese Benfica ede Gianluca Prestiani erem ewo Spain Madrid omo so mo arehemu se UEFA ebetumi ayiban no ede a free player no so na fe wasi akan ede ama Benfica na nwumre ewo UEFA Champions League no emu de abanie UEFA reject Benfica womo appeal omo yeye Erebeto maso yese Gianluca Prestiani ne suspension no UEFA enyim free ono omabo ensem ni nyina atwagu ama esese de aye clear ese player ne nyade na anwumre obetumi ese akan ede ama Benfica womo eboboko na no eye de free UEFA aso ye eba wuram ewo Bayern Munich womo aso ye ama memfantuda ese player ne din ede Kim Min-jae awoye defender no esese de eba any se Besiktas any Galatasaray womu nyina di nkomo e de afa player ne ho sama womu epese omu san Kim Min-jae na ono so ba ebebo e de ema clubs mu ba ko na de tienie na si player no ase womu de ne ko Saudi Arabia omu offer no to Saudi clubs ni bi nemo Kim Min-jae e said e bi buy no te no o ye comfortable e ho obe fight na when you playing time but o ma hwani mu a asa de ne mu aye dene e de amano wo so pesika kakra Argentino ya dru ne de Gala ani Besiktas ena ombetumi e de no akọ no so akosi akan e de ama clubs ne ba ko a eno so onsem no e ba e wo dwumadie ne so ene anwumre Omar Berada e Manchester United Chief Executive Officer na ene anwumre obo Sir Jim Ratcliffe na baso on say Ratcliffe by no any yes so your ambassador osika bia oje o se okrami ntimi no nya adwumako yes so your staffer no you were for say there be we ska we doso ema o katikate Costa United bobo konimo na United second quarter figures operating profit womunya no they compare last year there na sa feed no etumpo last year United your operation profit 3.1 million pounds afi apeja e de 19.6 million pounds eno Omar Berada ebo Ratcliffe about so adiana obey nkrofo free what it is can so any tb ano mutwitwa no manopa players niema bia no mo ya na ni nyina ye free no yi free hono aboa ama United wo mo etumi anya ska kakra enso a omo e de ebo club no bra e wo hono no e Omar Berada chief executive ono so boss boa wo dem Eugene Ratcliffe e won cost cutting measures out de by United e bobo krono emu Florent with agent akasa na boss with agent ne say timer Florent Wade take Liverpool no onu ankasa personally or tested Xabi Alonso and o catch and say you have to take the lad from Leverkusen with you to Real Madrid. Now also sending that test, you know, Xabi Alonso reply me, you don't have to tell me that. You have to tell Florentino Perez, Real Madrid president. And one agent and doing it is truth. As a Madrid for no munye serious as omo pe Florent Wade senior and so your coach uni player here Juma o come Madrid from Leverkusen player obo afani kwa o catch me so there be o dey want me facilitate this transfer no Joseph ne bo Florentino Perez amane de enem de be fa baabi eno ena e kan ho a wo ma player and dini Florent Wade oni Liverpool din komo eman komodidie ne ko na nim awie paya wadane no ere ma Liverpool bobo koninya ni so hu se Xabi Alonso kra no onye serious so be fa boy no e de na kan ho na ono nso etumi ete no akopie mo Madrid eno so nsem no eba Galatasaray vice president Abdullah Kavuchku ose Juve wate SM Crawford Italy kekaso na no 5-2 ne krom so mo no lack and a buy no more etumi enya sas call line no orani dindi Abdullah Kavuchku ese results omunyaye no nenya lack and a boa mo omunyaye na onu de opesa o schedule for ne bo ese so omugidi esa lack and a mo share 5-2 a and anwumre agopama ne so be kire wo mu team no prepare ese o sabe schedule e omu fie wo Turin na omo yoma frame UEFA Champions League, you know, Abdullah Kavuchko, vice president, and Galatasaray Sport Club, one also and someone, what they had to jump and you may, Jumediano, so Fabio Capello, say, a worry, or a player, Syria clubs, Eco Champions League, na show more left right center, or say, Inter Milan, what you home and away. Afe Juventus womani dom so kakra he ba bia okuna dru na no so ebe den amomo na ose Italian football no currently omunya accustomed to playing at high pace domestically some osi ebo game pa na pace wom na Italian clubs embo ni ye no wose ebe den ana say den edemo mo kan bi eno mu ram e Europa one to me and perform me no Fabio Capello one so jam eba to so Nicholas Jackson and Odin komo Bayern akwano yes say Bayern obi akasa ne ho a omfino ni nyane say onya happy na ninje kra na playing time kakra boy ni benya onya no ama say yeso de bufo ne co training and your team meetings no amuna team okaso onye say ya no akana ni masi so ama say bibia kire ese ni loan deal with Bayern Munich at the end of the season akwa no benya kranka samre ya mpempre when nani ba chem baby for na one so akọ playing time hono me no and so Nicholas Jackson dia bam dwumadie ne so na anwumre line on Messi and o say the biggest regret and he say once your English language wa bra na oya kwada o se no opportunity no ese brofo kasai obehye bi no no wan dangene da ese obebobo na dru ba bia obehye kukudam abrofo ene oni ombedi nkomo so we share great personalities anka wo so oni omotwetwe nkomo no okeka nsem mi kire omo bad okowe wa na ase brofo nkwa na afewa ye din no ogino he nipa cross house brofo ya mention de manu me ho papa ma regret ese mention brofo wa bra na me so me ya akoda no Lionel Messi ono so ediam wode etuja ewo dwumadie ne so ene anwumre je ho nsem no edi emao 4 games ena etuja ewo knockout playoffs ni mo ewo UEFA Champions League way second leg games eno eba so ene anwumre na onim sem Atalanta ne Dortmund and early kick off 5:45 Juve Gala bebo 8 p.m. PSG Monaco 8 na fe Madrid and Benfica game no and also abasu 8 p.m. na Atalanta and Dortmund omo lineups no are you ready ewa hanu me be hwe said coaches no mienu line up omo teams eden face each other ko Atalanta Bergamo womum na ebom ofie Rafael Palladino wonum paredi goalkeeper and D ensom ede Kanasechi. Yes, goalkeeper Kanasechi onom goal post ni mwene enyume ede ama Atalanta defense no miensa Giovanni Scalvini ensom defense onom Isaac here ho ena Sai Kolasinic wonosum ejrechi or 3 back no emfinfi no wunya Davide Sapacosta wunya Martin de Roon unya Mario Pasalic na feso wanya Brantan din ede Bernasconi obo Lazar Samazic ene Nicolas Zalewski ena fe Jean-Lucas Kamaka elidi attack no ede ema Atalanta womum eboboko no afe okom Dortmunda Gregor Kobel wanu na goalkeeper afe Emre Can ebom Echiobi player ni din ade Waldemar Anton ensum ejinamu Remy Bansabaini enso eka wona achire honom complete emfinfino David Ryerson afe Felix Inmeta enso ebo Joe Bellingham ejinamu ena fa Brantan din enso ede Julian Ryerson wonosum ebo den afe unya Max Bayer afe Julian Brandt ena Seyu Gurasi wonoso elidi attack no ede ema Borussia Dortmund womum eboboko na no line of teams no ede FAC omo ehonomo shanen so say 5:45 and a game no etodwa Atalanta omo home ground sa yede nsem no ede ema New Balance Arena and a game no ekoso Bergamo Italy Jose Maria Sanchez Martinez Spanish referee and a ejrem na atwayem ama game no enso etimi akoso kama first leg Dortmund Atalanta 2-0 honoma eno eso ensam eno no Betamont ene Suzone Shase en meko na okwa said the Betamont aman kwadano woma hike kawosro no enya asem ketwa ene America jajajaja enye easy kra na omo field event na omo to javelin discus shot put ni ade utimu say yes energy no ho ni nyane so manom Betamont enya vitamins B any C ewo widie ni mu a emo ahoden pa Betamont no eya e catch us refresh body no me ba chow open extra refreshment na wape extra mile open ahoden bebre edi juma wudi bia na Betamont ena ene also pebi na onom Betamont extra malt extra refreshment afei PKB group of companies brand new car batteries brand new car tires kwajibi na efa ema okano batteries no ewa ahoden odi sika ne so a ejano ejina so kama esu no kama tires no enante papa mono enam ho pa open security door so a obaya so ya yebenya bi ede amount free Turkey Italy Germany and afi other European countries main office me check PKB group of companies ewo tafo Kamofosi and Hanimu Oforikrom Neuro Junction Brigade and Teshinungwa Beach off Tema Road Encry Ubenya PKB 0209 170 030 and a 0501 485 115 Perfect Skin and Body Therapy Bray o skin no ye rashes ni nyina free ho pimples stretch marks na so be ko tattoo ebeko area ye your body no adwuma body enlargement flat tummy stomach reduction body slimming ni nyina ba ye be ya ma na body no aye kama pa Kumase bo Shana Abraham Junction Accra Osu Akwaje Park City House Dining Takrade Ketan Junction Episoft Lodge Hotel Ubehuyen enso ewo ho free 0553 312911 and a 0272 453535 Perfect Skin and Body Therapy be perfect Lavons Hondi Tomato Mix Fire Kitchen Companion Fire Wadiane Unkwan no abomu Lavons Hondi Tomato Mix and our day ye mediane de papa na to Lavons any Hondi Tomato Mixer what donate a city mecha 1 Ghana city the a support Happy Sunshine Education Project na wabua ama adechani adesua etumpon ewo oman Ghana emubash digital satellite decoders ni nyina ye ho ene wo begibi na uye game center anase uye DSTV center na uye boy bia oba ye ho a obenya decoder no na wako install matches ni nyina ewo so ena anwumre pebi na onso efa enjoy UEFA Champions League matches na ekoso ni nyina ebi installation na ya recharge the account mo ho the ten say wa Abripo Junction ship mu eho ena ye wo 0200 050848 ena 0556 287757 na unim sa Ramadan busumi Nescafe etonsa efro sebeka ya namonto sonku bi ho a ye be kire odo na ya san aye adoye na 30 days and the for aduasan a ye nuanu muslimi fo atoasi wo ese omode ya kom kire ne mpaibo no Nescafe ena eboa omo sori ahomache no na opese ode kakra guni padua ni mu na etimi take you throughout the fasting period meche day bia na Nescafe ena ewo se utimi etwa ne hyehye na wanom onomu a yesen se ahomka ewu mpapapa eboa ema sustain you wanya energy a onso odbetumi e dia bompire sa akopem se nonsia ebebo na wa breaki o fasting no the Nescafe eno a ena yenuanom enkremofo no de eye womu Ramadan na so mu de eye womu akomkire na Nescafe ema yenuanom muslimi for Ramadan Karim no na omu eseka ese Nescafe emeki wo world sa enete pepepe ehonom Kwajo Reko Royal Enterprise ese beje Reko eba Mr na emwa entu nyarwase emfiri nipadia no emu pressure koko afe enemu yade nyina infections menstrual disorder and afe mema obebo adwuma kama and afe general well-being immune system no ebenya hoden a Reko herbal mixture ena opebi na wanom enoi ebi ewo baabi a etonu ewo omamu baabi a bewura bia no obenya bi na onso watumi ato yetene say promise herbal ewo adum ebi ewo ho immo misi eba daniel ba pidan porsak fredmens okeo uteke fm pol na esapo ewo konongo pfa enso ewo tafu new road kanshi drag lane one crime top amazing herbal ewo tafu baabi aka albenya no bi aton mesira pharmacy herbal shop na eno no bebre ewo ho Reko herbal mixture cross edro no ebeboa ni padua no papa o pedodo atu a 0244 4700 67 0244 na onso waje enoi bi na bibia akokama ede amount ewo ehonomo birthday sonko eko ama Godwin Ofori Ajeman ene Godwin Ofori Ajeman na oda ewehino a special birthday ena afe Mrs. Celinda Bio Dakwa ene na oda minyadini yes Belinda Bio Dakwa ene Belinda birthday or quality control office ewo Coco Board efi ukunu Mr. Seth Dakwa ho ena bantina happy birthday Mrs. Belinda yejina so na yede amanone nsem ne aboafo nsem no ede esina show no atwaso ede amamo live on Oyerepa 100.7 live on Oyerepa Radio live on Oyerepa television. WhatsApp messages 0241915555 na yendin komo voice note ne so yebeje na yabo dwumadi ne so ede amamo boss
akade aka
nyame ho ebefa
bibia eboko de
oh nyame adom
okay
me okay na a free last week ibe nyina mo problem bi but
problem be
ye nyai cheswa
ade de na esi
mi dodom ho na de bi ahono me a enya asem keto akra
so
say me ntumi ni di ama me so tia na eti me so tia na eti ti a problem kese mami
asemo
ana hu say issue bia
okay mentiasi
mete ya pa
sa
dodom ho problem bia ba holom na
dodom
ma ya mi hu adekro ma ko hu ayi nyina mi hu adekro
okay ati
adidie no kwa na ha me pa me sote
dodom ni 20 minutes
mintimi se me
awoduane adi na office we tu dodom wanya problem no
na se hu se me didi bie manum de aduane ahye mintimi
sulu masama yanko so na me de jai
me sote
ana no kunsu kwadwo kromo se Benfica to qualify enwumre ana enwumre foforo
enwumre ya
na Benfica be qualify no ana ni so akokoduro
se na yi mo gai boni bio Vini
Mbappe na Vini
Mbappe sorry Mbappe mo game ni
Real Madrid o mo se Mbappe mo bia no mo team ni
but o mo se we so ba Mbappe ntimi nche goals
why
ai coach ya Abeloa ogina o se Yesu suani
o mo se o mo team no so o mo bobo na Mbappe mo bia
Vini ni team
ena mo team ni team
se sia no mu yi akwa
ama se kura akwa yi small boy yokobo FIFA World Club Club World Cup
Adagule
no mo na
oh yeah
Gonzalo Garcia o se is ono mo na manai na Mbappe mfio
baby adru ni
na Mbappe ha o mo o tete o mo ni go hye ne kura na asem faso bia hye de ni so
Mbappe ane ka se ni position pa na Vini bono but o ma ya ma compromise bo leading role no ti se goals ne ma ono nka ntente no aho no betimi abontena ne bebri
okay
eze Madrid na ese omu yi Mbappe ame
okay ti de omo kan no enti ana ne kunsu kwadwo krum ana ne we de ekọ na sabre biem Dereka ayite menim sa ana ne akoba bi ni aka cho se Benfica be qualify there then sesemu because enya dia Benfica be qualify. I'm watching live from Koforidua Nkrankan in the Eastern region. Good evening, okay. Good evening, Derek ayite ena odiwe abba. Ya osebe edi framokom ahimfie eye obed. Ade.
So we can off and come
on. Studio.
Off and come on.
Oba the microphone is studio.
Oh, okay. I'm the way you feel. Then I'm also reading messages.
Ya oseba mokoma himfie. Or say watching live from Gospel Oak Barber Shop opposite Kandahar Sport. Amokum okay. Ono so de our day abanano. Benji Fences serious Benfica winning against Real Madrid. Greetings to Okunkom MC Eyenwa Biaja South. Odiem say the BMC ubechia no. The bia bechi MC. Onse semu kakra. The bia no abesi bechi MC. Same say to Okunkom na MC. The way Okunkom fufro. Okunkom na MC atwemanwa Biaja South. The BMC ubechia no.
Ye nyina be kwa Okunkom.
O chia na ba kwa na kwa ja kwa tum kakra.
Ba wase ye ko hesa nchia no edisa o chia de bia ye ko so ahwe.
Kofi Ajiman Blackman also here from Pig Farm Accra Kofi Edase. Mafu Kwache or say Jibo watching live from Tripoli. Please allow Kotoko team to have peace of mind. Ade de ne de Kotoko. Ozi allow mo have omunye peace of mind. Ade e na esi Mafu Kwache bekache na intia semesi na obed bibiesi.
Just all boy. Why specific kakra man because there may real man no more kan Mbappe on said am Real Madrid.
O se bia eye ba ayi the bibia akoso no de nto aso aba.
O se
no say no dey so team because one
se koto consem no boss on say be 3 days ni. Every Monday ni ba na omo koye meeting enra no. E na board on sem ne ba e na rumors ne nam say bi kra na IMC ne beko e bi si omo nko ne ade nti e bi omo feel say as ye fuele sansem no na ba bia ejina se ni kwan se ye ma board ni IMC sensem crab ye
wan ko ka bi susu o ma besa the message ababa ka se na woti akra wan ka kotoko asem
some
eduma we dey eden
as a cat one wa kama no wan fambra.
Oh, there be say
Alessa J was good evening. Alessa J is good evening striker waiting for kotoko current news. So O de you know bisu de ne de aba. Afrani Isaac message you the aba ache mame hwe emfamo say Jibo, please can you give me the number of CEOs or management Asante Kotoko or Asante Kotoko has have or since the time of Mr. Herbert Mensah. Okay. You better hold you the amount. Why? Oh, yes, so yeah, Richmond was a boss. Juventus will beat Galatasaray today. DJ Richmond at the Free Hamburg and the day Abba Kofi JC was watching live from Germany, Berlin. Good work. God bless you. God bless you too, Kofi JC, for also message. Our day Abba ewo Jumedi enso enen yumri. Yebeto aso ada message se bebe nyina no yebe kan ewo show no so ede amamo. Obed. Ame he bibi da wakoma so ebia no pa wanya branka sane aba enwumri enseme wo ho no odi tudwa na afi yaba no so ti metiu
well Jibo minim say na wafa Baba Sports Stadium side ho
metwam wani mo ho ne
nde ho ye hit pa
but na me ka kire ho na me ne ko na obri na yetwam wonam say Ebrea na yewo secondary school na edu super zonas. Unse ntakone dia na nye gidigidi.
Ntakone dia chichim be good na qualify.
By super zonas no. From ebia we first started from Virginia to stadium main gate na unya ba bi kura na watia.
Okay.
But unwe
as na no panel for na from kakao.
Okay,
but that's a pictures of attendance now Miss Mahoney encouraging.
Okay, inside, maybe they make outside.
No, outside they on say recently issues SCC or inter schools now across Ghana. On the eastern region for your share of the indiscipline central region. Even a Asante region ABC. So clearly it appears that security measures now was from more. So as on the penifone say are outside in the tie sparky in same no pa to be sure say be no can on measures outside na talk because I know team say police for the tank in Akwa and that is a plus because some of us were calling for that. They want to be man call for men free school mumba no be ko fie na ni humoja na nsa humoja sebe sansem hunu no nya dia ye hwe ni mafi. So I think say outside and so far now my guys need be grounds Jibo report on the back concerning the event, especially on the aspect of security near a bit encouraging kakra, and that is a plus. My attention the event itself, Jibo, the event itself. Na oshemri kana nkwalani bi tour. The last time I can say aviate bi ho asem chireo. No friend Nora, one Adventist, 12-year-old girl, Jibo. So kwalani so mrikemu no quiet mu say ejana no odin one thing is lacking. It's more of pure talent because it looks like the technique unse den who in some of omumrikenu but you see the talent say Jibo this is raw talent and a premper for a boy we on friend God of War Jibo say javelin or throw my quadra center circle no two from pool nechi the quadra center circle no and that is massive. Americano suit say nkwalani bojapa. Now my issue with some of these things has to do with what happens after this. It looks like after ya organizing intercon, ya organizing Suzono, ame nyina akohwe bia say iya kwala we de ye ni ye be fagana subenya mfaso no. It normally ends there. Dia kan nyina ye fa tipempem na wa baby nyamede ba akoduru Jibo na nyankopon do akoduru. And it's something that we need to talk about if we are doing sports. Talent ni bebre Jibo e shigudoto. There will be one bedinko last time na eduma se o Jibo na branti bi kan asem o se okọ eduma. Na mo time no tumrika. Jibo na branti na eduma ye something different kra enimrika ni hwe. And it's quite pathetic. The moment you trade the moment me anya professional no. The air type boy mo abon say be security services no makwa akurem. And why advantage but go say security for no more security service games. Ti dru ba bia no mo pe omo pomo mo tumrika kakrai na omo de omo wuruwura mu it happens. But I think say as a country we are sitting on another source of income which is sports. You as a sports attention in your football. So even football grand intakoni abonance and your foreign scouter. Jibo moba ombesi kwalani kwalani bibiri kenkusiaga echirina or the adani people for no day. And I think say in as much as the GS is making money, we must put in measures for the development of these talent. Afibia intakoni suzu ya babe ba akola fufurudi afibia ebebodi back bedru Olympic Games jibo ebedru na Ghana Kenya athletes mamunko tumrikano. The question is what happened on their way to the top. Omufri asie na omode fura kuguru soro no e ya den ne taisi omokwam. And it's very, very important, very, very necessary. The Minister of Youth and Sports and Recreation, they need to have a plan when it comes to developing athletes. Do you know the sad thing about this? Mehu Azamate ne Paul Amwa, Joseph Amwa mo ye interviews are on some baby abrochi. Najibo athletes e wa abrochi no. E full-time job o. Training. No more prepare for it. But Ghana for no yomoye. Okoye na djuma. Oti abruti no di ne pa. Na onu anya kakra no de akwa training. Na edru Olympic Games and now Commonwealth Games. Ajibo nim de ni a promise you a huge amount of money if they should win the gold. But you realize that their preparation. The last time I could some qualify. On say competition be abekwa, you need a time. And your standard a mini tournament oko na dey wetimi dey qualified to the Olympic Games or be qualified to the Commonwealth Games or whichever games bia no na ebi wo ha mrante na bobo musika no na jibom dey twom ticket no makopom hotel mbeda no m dey akwakotum rika no e dey nya time in a internationally recognized competition and some metimi qualified to a tournament proper na ni marosem. Almost all of these things, there is zero contribution from the government.
Okay.
Binding yeske bia wodi shim edi aboa. Na mo so mo call manima. Now mo ko peja flag na jibe ho ne yebeka so okoji gold yebe ma o say. But nipa no am prepare the okoji gold. So those at the top, they are suffering. And we have the talent down here, but we are not managing the transition to the top. So as a nation, Interquay is a source of entertainment. But the primary motive, which is to, it should act like a spotlight. I better young talent so na ya peke and nature amoma be great among mine. We seem not to have any plan of that sort. Inti ebe bobo maba so ya jibo omo be je medal si de beko mu school mu amoma shishi jamana. And basically se nyame ambe mu a to ende kakra bi ena kane ani timi to omo so. Inti ase Ghana ha de na akwa to say the story of the sower no ono oduru eye fumu ano no to pete. Ti de begu boba so no na ahye. De begu nkase mu no enyina bonse nkase na wo no na ahye. De begu eye nsuo mu no bonse nsuo na fa no ko ntimi nyini. Ti bia kakra bi omutiri be ye omba akugu asase paso no. Nyibo no omutimi nyina duro. Na nu mpo no enam senya ndodo hu mpo ni ntino. Ebi begu asase paso omufuru kosoro na ana no so no. Bonse wuru na agi afa na ade na aduaba na wu. Timienu miensa bi enomini omutirim didu erikoduru the top. I think it's a sad one. And I nipa egu a that should tell you if we are doing it well. The last All African Games Enabakwi World Athletic Championship Ghana 4x1 the call final no hwesene na Ghana for ye interest and no mo drop baton change
na nekra na oben enyoma ye you first no na before I be call either World Athletics Championship I be qualified ya Olympic Games no na is it mobile games and at least they select and the same time you should the training omo na anytime I be most no me no Kumasi ti top at least all over the world omo nyina beba no ma ba be share wa ha no ma be qualification ni sa nyoma no etise kotoko ne ha sebo stadium ho ye ma nti nansemu ho na yenye nyoma yi
debi yenye nyoma yi
tise boxing first ye ka say I quote Azuma Nelson ebeko na ya homachi 2 am kura na
amanfo di akire.
Yes.
And that is the sad one.
By the nyina na yegu no.
Jibo ya hosam. We mu se ombetum ni ke ya at the end of the day no. Intimi from kodrus. Me say na nsen security services na ya agye nkwala yo. Bon so ma form for because normally also after SS no. Investigations no, but investigations na no nye shigidigidi sa. It's not there. But investigations no do say na investigate me afa. It looks like every year we nya akola bi be breaking record. And think after see a breaking record after 4 years see who say sa akola no we duru soro ho but unhunu wo soro ho na say ba ku bi abegin ya GMPC for amudi omde ba ya eno kra na discover Joseph Paul on say Joseph Paul kuma say ono so je ena na say omode akwa oni azama temoni ade no omode bo momode magana. But if they should tell you, if they are telling you their story of how they are combining work and preparation or some film, because and yes I necessary and yes I necessary say obi otumri kan jibo man so bia or a professional footballer na enam say scan hunti no koye adwuma no pa no aboa no ho no anya scan bi dia ba be training enumre. This is not how it is done. So I think we need to look at this. And you can see I videos ne keke me ani ji say o akola we ye say and bia obi bet feel me school aje and we have that discussion and at the end of the day we just drop it. We need to look at a plan of pushing these talent from the basic level to the top. Send ye as a country, you know, you benya a son fast. So you go away from that.
Mame Fazaki to kaka.
Okay.
Na mesaba hobim. Govi. Mame Tiwe. Say oh bibi kakra pesa o kan. Young Gabi Junior. Say was sending message, send a message back or the ababa 6 times. Into Young Gabi de me baba kind amount. Why? Na wakuma toyem. Okay. Our Muhammad say Asante got a problem with some of the supporters. Okay, Obi had an adventure basane ye. Kabimmin Kabi, Obi can Obi so Kabi. And Bonsaje said you don't see them misbehaving because of the security, it's not because of Suzu. I'm how they so misbehave and no misbehave. Me say anka amount for Crown Rust Stadium no. Odobo stadium na chi wono. Say won kofo ye call super zonas no. Ye won kofo bo ha ye wo event ntia ye call you.
No say
e bia ye de 100 meters. Nti e be gina ye ya nti be do 100 meters na na etua na ewram.
Say super zonas ne sanya wana activity na woman adoso. Unza me say my favorite is 100 200 and 4x100. That is my favorite when it comes to athletics. Eti me kwa me kan me ko hwet you know program na ma hwe bia sa program ni nya hye ko na me interest. Nti na o ka se first no ka abontan yan ma no. And then the boys no omo menim nkola no aso din a omo da ba wiase. Ko first no ko suppose a nka boys no ko o dress so o chumpo bon ye o kwa so baby girl bi na so na o de na mo na o chechire ho aye semu chire ho se o so baby so na se mo na mo je numbers na mo ye
ko visa kito no
o se ye that is sana na first
sana na mo ye to oji obi number da
o se ye mpo de baby
oji obi number da me oji obi number da
man ko school kuma se
ba na se ho nyina mo
ye se de ye de ye no e wo tabara no e different kakra after the qualification no omo no say AFCON and say World Cup no omo choose school ba ko host it mean for example me call school first puzzle Ghana Senior School na host here Ghana school obi ana gazali ne friends didi wo me second one Tama school Tama Senior School na host here it is here no and this are na every year fixed say e kuma ase no ntinka bi anka iye bi yesi ejisu ne na host sana ye de ntenti na de nti say ya o kumpa nkoshi obi a na wakwakoye but who's the first no the outside atmosphere no who's the boys school no suppose no to anka o me dress because one okoye gaga o do okoye gaga wa bonti ono na abonti na de e bia o ti say 100 meters ne favorite event ne time ya so a no limirika akọ ba abonti wo de gaga nko ane ye ba fe de abonti wo na bo asi se bi mu din se mu no
na boesi no mo to nyama na mo ye ya ensen fata. But I think for the first time, let's hope say it continue. The security measures over there, no. Idea is so any pa. You should him say a be incident free because Jibo Nancy in Ghana. Cause Saturday working, all our previous athletes in Ghana pass through these competitions. Bafi, Otu Kanampa Uncle maybe only for so being free because he's not going anywhere. You develop more. The advantage is young girl in Norway. Me I hope is enka OVS ananka onya bi so the way she's young no nkonya scholarship bi America pum on ko develop no because the chromasia she waste the talent enko be bia ti let's see what will happen. I've seen say prempene you case ne amas omo hadwen pa mema ono no I think say prempene for no so feel the one say so on behind you pa because America be able to be able to case prempent amas challenge ni final when most of the hit but final no be interesting one. I think say baby a season do no. Okay. I'm a bit surprised why the current Nancy discussion around Kotoko. Me a bit worried kakra. Okay, my memory I'm say Zakito. Our time in the 90s was not about numbers but letters after Suzu. It's just that I'm not phone no. You know. Okwa. Letter what I be so no me go back into share one not letter am. Like say okwa. Anybody do phone numbers. Okay, Nana kwesi Ghana came at business talent because of someone's ego. Okay, also there our day aba no. Before answer na abura hanom. Jibo, good evening. I think some media in Kumasi are the problem of Kotoko because when a management member visits radio station and leave, then they start talking bad about the team. And also a young Gabi Junior, Nedi Ode Abanano. Denis Okrantin ewo Denmark and Odiwe Abba. Yes, it was mobile games. I was then in Kuhis, near Kumasi High. My favorite guys was Leo Miles Mills, Agabus, Alavanyo, Cas, yes. Kora, and Mate Dusey. Okay, ono so de ode abano na me ka kire obed no obed 1992 pa 100 meters semi final na Emmanuel Tufo Kola na me ka se ni hit one Frankie Fredericks no free Namibia aha na no mo na one Nigeria ni bi so say we let the penny o say hwan bi am say jai as a Ghana has Zakito obi agani TV ho awore interesting I feel but ne kwa dem ye mo koye mo world athletics championship no Olympic games kwa obeda man fon fa because baby e do mo start free no Ghana fo hu omo ti se do mo kan ho for that time mobile games no obi akohwe bi hu de etuam etu omo nya opportunity ko gina world stage na Ghana fo hu omo dada ne de omo betimi aye the interest no ho and Emmanuel Tufo went to qualify from the semi-final. A quarter final na UK Nino MJFN say Linford Christie D first na Frankie Fredericks D second. In 1992 Barcelona. Once I make Kaka Sanyo money na. Oh say no ma hwe dey say na yanko so Africa baby akwa na me ko na yemra stories na e wo ho no. I think the discussions around Kotoko no premature and we are sitting the do no. And good for Nyamana Babontin, and I don't want to believe say Bimuna Shada Shecheri. And say that 3 year then Kofabasha die say that 3 year a day. So yeah, we have to create some confusion, we have to create some news, we have to create some uneasiness in the club. I say Omo Yamana norm say 3 years in a day, and you do biana something say creativity. As much as Obi Ajitum said the IMC an interim at the Nukasen could do 3 years. But season they do know. I chance on certain things so be sa ko to for omo yen so league no o ma dream free so like if I'm discussions on yen nya na omo need the weekend you match you pass say Samozos be should go in their favor and omo win against Vishina. Then omo dia honde akwa Tamale because the other game is against Karela or Tamale. If they win that game, it opens up a lot of things in terms of the title race, you know. It's omo free league no so even though advantage wise the likes of Mediama, Gold Stars said has put the money into no omo advantage see omo. But they still believe say something that is achievable. It's me feel say at this stage, when we all know say based on the traditions and yamana koso kotoko no, if bibi ebesi ebe at the end of the season there, Kenya botejibu. Na omo ball nwie. Season end we are whatever changes so the baby no he takes over as fresh na on move team nko. But at this stage there, un say ya na kwa asasa ko team mu bi omo wi a omo central for sa omo one of the most ya omo ya Kumasi central for no mo omo da be show central for say omo na ama team na nyi forgetting say see it here where from this board since at this stage of the season I think say needless enya dey be boa the cause of the team rather ebe we team now I destroy everything. Etienya but whoever is behind this, whoever omutete chire bia no, omu say they are not helping the team, but rather they are hurting the team. Eti me feel say at this stage there, based on what we know, obi enim say they are this IMC based on commodity akoso there. This is their last event season. That they will be there as IMC. Say ebi bebe board ba ebi member management ni mo ebi mbam do there and anything can wa say. But what we know for a fact they say the IMC will not be yenya IMC next season era no kotoko. But at this moment league no enibra bam na decide obe bom aje on fi say needless. Emwa the cause of the club rather no it destroy and chichemuba na a hate team no nti obi enya abotre na dia etiti ede de ekosui based on the ekosi ede a omodwuma pa no will start from season end ya and omodwuma start then they take over eti kenya abotre na me am for confusion ba na we mba na we aka we but I'm told say and they say incommodate because ma and as a chief of staff a catcher a communicator and say onye bibiasa something like that hasn't happened onye say so mukwe ya ma akoya say e ma ne tie say he has dissolved the FNC IMC no na say also place you call say nothing like that has happened and at the moment someone na yomodwuma to the end of the season to na the omatibia na nya no kre and after all kra no opposition is not around and that announcement no he is the only person who make that pronouncement no obi and disregard this ankomo na omo assurance to go and continue their work it you feel say nya botre say na be ya season end there that ball comes in they take over do their structure appointing their management then they start on a fresh note but see ade tibo ya nhweni ya na abesei ade no almost any so a almost yan centrofo and ya ma ade na say I can you was say what dey wi na say we wo na woka so we yan centro na woka say asemu so mo na dey aba one na dey buy baby ade no free buy efri no tibo so we say who experience on how kotoko there be o me bacho nya 3 years so omo yo mo efri nya wo centro ni na woka and so omo na omo fa ma so anken kan how many they buy? My family can be. Why not they buy? Na beze me hu no. Who experience power experience with us. Dokotoko internal police. Unu museum o. There be o. Kwa almost started. Kwa be almost started. So ni nyina ye adwuma na ense ese o ka se wo nsantwofo nhwemu a te se de o tie. So wotimi ko fast story bi na de aba. Sanity. Aha, adwuma na ekowa na wodi. Sanity. Intana na ezo do ko she obi o te ba bi so mo na ko fa bae. No se akwa yes obi akofabo but me say distance obi techiri with our experience in this job
obi techiri say
no say you started up a platoon so a platoon oh say this is how they do
one a platoon man na pese me ho
oh say they obi interest
say they wo kan any information how they me dey wo nim
is sanity
any dey wate na wo kan
sanity
and the other side will be so the onu so nim wate and onu so
am fi say
etimenga so bi na prepare oh dey out waja ka
am so omunya obotre because sa de na omo e de eba no e de abeba
wa mu na nya
board de abeba but e season end dia no beba be omudwuma by this stage league omuni abre
okay
omo pele gaje oh the bar you destroy the atmosphere around the club I think say emwoma anyama nkonka jibo
okay obed I mean way
okay Samba zenrana ne maame incident ni si ya ebeto ja se ne maame afrim na eno na osesibe nze okoma Facebook no kotro nze as obi afrim na wo cheche ne re okotro something like that ebeto na no on say enre beto just say sibe contract with house na nsem kakra dem aba enche no so betimi aba ewie Tijibo, one of the supporters na culture so why don't we replace Samba with a CB? Saying Samba contract ya sunya deja say Samba kui nanka kotoko de no ho ajim na oma Kenya omo ho nanka jibu ye be da sori bu nse kotoko so say Samba kodia ko fa CB e de na ba kumase na it reminds me of the Chastela saga. Jibo, just imagine how it would look like if Kotoko is able to pull
Samba out SB.
Just imagine how it would look like if Kotoko is able to execute this particular transfer. It looks like a long shot, but then never give me a deno. If it ends up, and on paper, and when you analyze the Ghana football ecosystem now, you know that would be very, very difficult. Jibu di ochoni, SB Troy to Facebook no. So I think that will be share, and your share no comments near bars, because say somebody you could ask on am kwan so ko near got company for any hard na Jibom confess bimbra. Enya de we yen kan se kotko bedu fa kwatena se no mo kopes be yesere e mo bi nkodane yensem. But I was just thinking out loud and asking myself this question, say just imagine a transfer window where discussions of that sort ebepem as to say be successful or not, that is a different issue. But now say on say ebeto just a married for nya pedri omope, and all of a sudden minim so steady how a sparky some form of transfer discussion was being it was very good for the game. Esibeno do awachre ediama has ene me kai se mremisiano na o kan de has abrochiri for ne yema na dibobo ene comfortable has pa. But just imagine say
it
looks like in terms of a long shot. Oh, there be transfer and human behavior is extremely unpredictable. So what's your social psychological career? I realize that the behavior of human cannot be predicted in your formula.
But after Charles Taylor, if we has eba kotoko, yenya top player bi ewo has Fuka. Against Sabrino has top 3 a couple of our team eba kotoko.
That is very difficult. But we all remember that transfer anyhow ignited the game itself around 2003. So my game near day in 2003 and wasn't been America. Boy, a very, very comfortable house, Jibo. House for no make Kaise maybe crowd the two just the salary crable on fan and sanka. No house for no woman on Jibo. So we see you when your mom move, or pawn match beyond the mouth. Sibene the Jibo. If you've been checking for the last 3 years, the element of consistency on the bone power. I say game work has answered them 20 years. the last season House of Folk had the best defense, and this season, last year joint with Nation, and at this season they were almost the best defense, and throughout the last 3 seasons, CB has been constant. And that should tell you why he's comfortable. But I was just thinking out loud. So imagine something like that. Saying KBI that's sorry I say has say in a striking position as some but Tamu be bull loon. You discare call Ali Benghazi Akofanaba and Naba has. Now but TS Kotokososi Debi Samba call the FC Ura has Yakofesibi. Just imagine how anka a bit me steal the shoe, and these are some of the things that is lacking in our game. We need some of these things in our game to ignite the passion and dominate the media discussion. Idea here. Just like I say, it's a clubs in our low. That was an your man home. But also has massive attacking issues pa. The Albert we in 6 months or some go back has there be about could it be $100,000.
Albert mo.
You go fanaba. Anyone my
Okay.
I'm telling you, say, if there is any marketing tool that can push House of Folk to the next level, I count. Kotko say samba, you bet Tiani say Kotko discard Koto house and in bank. And maybe a boy in a contract the query Kotko say be a more $3,000 and not $2,000 a month. Brian be see a kamaye. Just imagine how it will look like. It's a long shot, but my point is our game needs some form of addition and spices. You're born here, additions kakra. Are you too ordinary for some time now? And upon now can say Ghana Premier League year boys. So has strikers now. The top scorer at this point was 10 goals out of 23 matches. That means player and crab come so on average 1 goal per game umpo. On average half goal per game. Our Ghana Premier League. That is wide. Tina woka say clubs nimbungu mu amano no muko febimbra. No muko faba ebe Kenya game na ma game na ya kono. And I was thinking about that. And what I realized is financially our clubs are not well positioned to go in for the best in even lower leagues. Even in lower leagues, they are not financially positioned to go in for the best in lower leagues. For instance, you can say Eneyeko Guinea. We are sure say be a Guinea top scorer. You bet me a crack of anaba. We are sure say be a say Kenya top scorer. You bet me a crack of anaba. Because comparatively, the Ghanaian Premier League in terms of football should be ahead of Kenya. Should be ahead of Senegal. It should be ahead of Guinea. And then how called say Tanzania for the best show in terms of finances. South Africa for and the best show in terms of finances. Libya, Sudan, Algeria, Tunisia, Morocco, Egypt, the best show. So Utmiura, Cameroon, Utmiura, Nigeria, Senegal, sometimes even Cote d'Ivoire.
Ghana, Nigeria.
No, I'm just saying you should be able to.
I don't want to players.
Oh, I'm just giving an example. Comparatively, I'm sure say Ghanaian team share Nigerian team because even Dreams FC share Rivers when they met them in the Confederations Cup. Now I think I got Kwasha Kwara. So the point I'm trying to make is that in terms of ball now bono. Omo ayen suro maybe ebe South Africa for no. Ebe be Azam ne Simba from Tanzania. Ebe be Libya for no, Tunisia, Algeria, Egypt, Morocco, and sometimes and then Amarek Sikuruma Asembeba. Ahila Sikuruma normally Kotko Asembeba. But come on more West Hanedy. Born and Cassia near mobile ebe bromoso. Tinke see at this side no call nanko mo papa ne on your faba near new money by your shade team. But because we are not financially well positioned, we cannot even move to outside and even within West Africa, we are going for the best. So some of these imaginations, about the dream level now, say me about reality will be a different story. But just like I was saying, just imagine, say 2 clubs transferring the new close now come more yes hard no nanka he dey be see game no. But that's a story for another day, Jibo. Okay. It's just pure imagination and dream because we don't have the means to execute such a plan. Now, got to board there, no?
I mean, Mr. We, Daniel Aqua, or say, Jibo, please tell Uber to stop. Zakaria is far better than SB. Okay, on the other Abba, and no. Mohamed Al-Hassan. So Mohamed Al-Hassan there has a to transfer and I'm
I'm trying to contract.
Someone can send a contract.
Yeah, I'm counting a contract.
And no back
to go, yeah.
Me who say ni amugi ntini Al-Hassan oba no na nye player bi ha scooter no na kotokoko je no edni free omonsem. Boy Francis say omunhia osesibi ewo kotoko plus other messages. Okay. Okay,
the Kotoko board discussion. I seems to have a different opinion with the timing. See, most of common issue of timing. It was what steady your off season now. A huta too much to let somebody take over during that time. And nobody made me opinion based on what I've seen and what I've witnessed. Got chances of winning the league, it is a possibility, but no can say a long shot. A lot of mathematics, and lot of events in the CCC to pave way for such a thing to happen. Say, DSC Nansen. Number one, Jibo, Midiama enya poor performance in the last 3 games. So Oluzu to Nations, draw at home to Adriana, and draw to Samates. So they've picked 3 points, 2 points in the last 9 matches. Gold Stars are in a 3/3. 11 Wonders, Baseke Oli Stars, and all the Heart of Lions so 3/3. And Jibo, the massive advantage for these 2 teams, i.e. Midiama and Bebiani Gold Stars, say, the kind of form or more in their home matches, Kotoko and Ben Bebia when it comes to their home. Kotoko is doing well in a way. But Jibo, if you understand the dynamics of the Ghana Premier League, Ubo say ka obi last 6 home matches you do the last 6 picking away points when you are analyzing the Ghana Premier League. The last 6, because majority of the times amount for the calculation so more funny in their league. Now Kotoko matches in your matches me. Kotoko beko Doma, Kotoko beko Takwa, Kotoko beko Karela ewa we. These 3 Kotoko beko Bichim ewa we. I think say Dreams, if I'm not wrong, because Dreams be Kumase into Kotoko beko Dreams. I think these are the away matches for Kotoko, if I'm not wrong. Jibo. Na sa matches here she any Kotoko's chances of winning the league. The consistency level of this Kotoko team, it put you in a position where it becomes difficult to predict what will happen, because the element of consistency throughout the season most times is missing from the Kotoko game. He said, you bought 22 matches, 23 matches. Jaman say Akabe 11 matches. And they be Kotoko 5 away, 6 home. But Kotoko fie na nkasa so ajibo ye eka. The performance at the Barbara Sports Stadium is also lacking the element of consistency. So be hard there ajibo. Kotoko ni Chelsea board draw. And no share baseke. Before that ne be Bechima beji o. Chelsea na draw aba. Because Bechim jinsia. Now Eugene say Ejana so no. Next one you buy na draw abepim against Chelsea.
O kan sisi na me yama sheme kakra. Na me hwe Kotoko home performance. By league table so we draw the home table na.
Yeah.
Points will be enya woni home. Kotoko so 11.
Yeah. Na has to 16 or 17.
Has to so 16.
Yeah, 16. And that's the reason why.
Do I pick the most points at home? Gold Stars.
Yeah.
29 points. And I'm a demo 28.
That is what I was saying.
Okwa away. has apeke 22 points omo na nya the most points away Mediama 17 and Kotoko 16.
So you see
Kotoko so third.
Tihonam komonewo. Mediama we bia omokwa we omodro bi de omenyaba. Sene ya wo Kotoko no so kwa we obenya odro naba. But so who remu otakwa ho aya na nkomoni different as compared to bi remu okumase. Ye
kan omom pese omoji league ni so no. My win fi Go Stars.
Ntina make say
Go Stars
a down strong compare home performance because it do say ya na we nkomo no ya na edin paajibu pacho what in common as away the do say ya Kotoko ka kawela nyina se they are okay but not so okay Kotoko be kodoma obeko
kawela
tamale obeko doma obeko takwa na one na ebebo no wako bichim. You see what steady ajibo from Vision FC. I what 13 out of Lions more 30 no more ban. You are just 2 defeats away from crisis. Because one ho no 6 points. Into what a knife. But I ho no that relegation is 6 points. Into all peke defeat me to aso. Na se nipa na farmer na watch one. And some of the teams had an advantage of more home matches than away. Obi was 6 home matches and Obi was 5 home matches. In the event say team bid can say off one no 5 home matches are the plan is say home 5 ni na waji go. In say the last matches when who could be home heading. So the point I'm trying to make is that winning the league is possible within the football mathematics scope. But no cranny say in modern more both home and away consistency and the dynamics of the matches. Se jibo ye kan senka Mediama lead Kotoko 7 points nenka Mediama ebe kumase a enka omunya mba ekrebedi ka 3 every saa 7 maka kire say 4 na aka because enim say won ne wa hade you find every means to beat him and close the gap but you don't have that advantage. You are rather going to Takwa to go and play against them into so oba no so mu kra na e draw points gap no maintaining no and you could not catch up.
Based on calculations and analysis we there. Na obezo chese league jene there Kotoko ne league jene entem kwan wa.
E wo ho but emuwa.
What about Haas?
Haas this weekend obo
Go
Stars. If Haas should get a win, obebo Mediama last match e wa Accra. Accra Sports Stadium. The last match, Accra. And Haas also have a problem, which is their home. So you cannot rely on the home performance of Haas to focus and say, Omu baby ye bibi because Omu bo fear. Dane ya the sini ya rehosem. When you think they are catching up, that is when they will drop a point. So you cannot even say same for Haas. But on say traditional teams know that Arsenal say when they are getting close, Omu janeso. So the point I'm trying to make is that if Kotoko decide to look at the league and therefore postponed every appointment to the end of the season, because the end of the season,
appointment
it can even be behind the scenes if a person be distorting your man. But the arrangement and everything must be in order. The takeover should be as soon as possible. Then you warm yourself into next season for them to have some grace period to settle. I'm telling you that the first 2 weeks. So when you be when you to check IMC ne buy him. I'll make a pre-season. Look at the kind of decisions they were taking. When you are racing against preparing for the next season,
time near short.
You are planning pre-season. Maybe you are handling transfer. Maybe crack top 4 competition be all. And how can they normally a quack say no. Until we are buy na what the competition shall see you. And sometimes they are no musuru say first competition went me and you be prepare semester. It was all of a sudden. So mo be settle be calm no o ma san so janu gum no mo kwa no. Inti ebu e be start season plan sana o ma settled. I don't think appointment will distort Kotoko. Number one, the coach must come in. Me de baby Amejinano. I think the Kotoko technical unit, whichever means be a run next season. Say nye we mu omotehoy and the Kotoko be run next season. Kotoko cannot wait for the season to end and look at appointment. And if the appointment is geared towards a year, I'm talking about coaching appointment, you know. Yeah, they are target the new management in everybody. The name must come in. Their technical team must start working. Because no, like their technical committee that will lead to the appointment of the coach must start working.
Okay.
Because Coach Prince, there be a man assurance so they wait to the end of the season. So this time around, it looks like Kotoko. Shektama Kotoko for Zebu. Ogum Koy that they needed to take a rash decision. Just a Zebu no. And then Kotoko BCV at 2 no more check. I say hand picking no. Shektama Kotoko for Ogum. He was handpicked. Krora a year course. MD Toto a year. Ne manim na recommendation ba so Ogum betimi ayedwuma. He was handpicked. Zito was handpicked. But Taylor Asafuduku the last time, I think handpicking them boy Kotoko. Kotoko so mu biotum a technical committee wo. They are setting the target. They have their budget. They have their requirements. Then they receive CVs. They sort the CVs and choose who is best for the job. This how normal when you saw the course season every year. Board na fe no mbeba. Afe na bi ombe form management. Afe na management ne beti sa bia technical committee that will be in charge of the coach. Na se woni nyina ebre no kwa na eko. Yibo, na se ebre no kwa na eko. You even need to look at transition with the current IMC. Nti eno no say IMC phone bi wo mu a that will be a blessing to the new guys because about transition now is smooth. But I quite said the mu nyina mo nko na afoforo mra afoforo mo se nyoma na afoforo mani so until you will not start on a good note. Tishade most of the management now are appointing recent times. They are on first season. Dr. Keke Sapon did not win anything in the first season. Dr. Kwame Chase started slowly. Sana later made the move on the Pekman or the GFA Cup. Nana Amponsa and Jeshi in his first season. Ntia check the first season. Dear Buan Kakra was Lord of Pukunti. Was a Lord of Pukunti, that's an oka management back on.
Yeah.
Ntia said no transition, no, because I don't know some said Didi. The head coach stay. Opokunti kan Kakra. Ntia ma transition in your mabino. Hey, smooth.
Team is why the league.
Good. Ntia ma no be smooth. Baby, all about the two team or man pair for me. And so a recruitment. Coach, you know, on who Jan Kwako Fafu Fraba. I mean, everything will be a bit scattered for you.
Okay.
So if the league now got a person with Jininti and no person who postponed the appointment, based on what we are hearing, the new board will not be pressured to come in with the trophy first season. And I just didn't come over. So their target will not be their target will not be Kwajid League Maes here. So if now Kotoko want to build a strong foundation and put league winning at a time more pressure, more look at short term aside, then why should this time around going for this particular season's league a long shot? Senka Kotoko the second, since the Ghost Stars that second Libya. That one would have been different.
But it's what league table now. One because second, third, fourth. But this weekend games are very crucial to whatever happened. Weekend we are cut 10 matches. The other first 45 points. Mediama Elko Swedru. Bidia bet me one of no. He can win, he can lose, he can draw. The other second Gold Stars air ball against the best away team in the season. That is House of Folk. Just imagine that game also end in a draw. Or whatever happens over there. What it means is that if first not drop points are so or drop 2 points are if Kotoko wins you'll be trailing with only 5 points per. Now 10 matches to go. You can't say this season that is over. Available. Say the other person could lose not Kotoko sha or be trailing only 4 points with 10 matches to go. So the season is not over. And based on what we are hearing now. Sani Pank, if you say born, they have been spoken to already. And what's our if you know what I said, yeah, you be planning. What's those who are doing the season? No more Mojuma. It can't affect.
I doubt if they can plan as a group when things are not that official.
No, there is official young come. What I know, what
you
is it?
fancy ya bought Zakito, ya bought me, ya bought Jibo, ya bought Sammy. Ebi cry in free in an country see in now win a diano. For them to plan can also be an issue. And I don't think that the appointment will easily distort things. It can even be that final energy to even boost them to even win the league if the conversation is. And I mean, I've gotten to a stage. Once I'm free way in buy, come about league, I think we don't have a good foundation to top it up after winning the league. And then
that's going to Africa after winning the league.
Africa near this is only a different course. I understand where Zach is coming from. Can't say it's possible, but I maybe see a long shot because even after this weekend matches, Midiama almost scary point, was the 2 away matches no more born. After that, almost says you more 5 home 5 away no message, which will include Kotoko. And idea that Kotoko's destiny is not really in their hands. And based on what we've been seeing from them, yet the evidence of what we've been seeing from Kotoko, what we've been watching, and they're projecting into the next 10 matches are. And mount that assurance. Maybe I don't want to keep the hopes high. Now later, about the crash at the end of the day. Because you've been here before last season. At the point, mathematically, now it was possible. Kotoko has in ko. And the anti-man has crap. Yanko ebibu baby any. Nimi anu nyina and in a draw. And easily, now you got a free picture. No? So keeping your hopes high at this point, Yibo, I think it's a long shot. And Kotoko must look into the future.
Okay.
What? For example, if board will come in now, the current management have to have a write their report within that period, which they can use 1 week, 2 weeks to do it based on how things are. A long report that they have to hand over 3 years period. No, we team to the new administration. So what American say? Say I'm passing. Nipa na jetu ombe yeduma na. The amount of politics can meet them and let them understand. Say eduma no. Next year, when ahead, but yes, we can make the announcement public now. But this is it, so continue your planning behind the scenes. Then they speak to the IMC. So start preparing your handing over notes and your report that
your culture season this one. Would they have that energy to push league now? Once you know, say already, I catch you say.
One day, because woman in there. One, you are not one coaching the team. 2, what do you say? You management. You understand? Because one thing that we can say for a fact is that they know that next year, if they will be there, but IMC will not be there. So on the next management, but the name IMC will not be there next year. So they are aware. And you know, if behind the scenes, board not just on be a mana.
Tears like it one Kabian shim, never catch Zach. Bobo Honabusumi swan. Oyerepa. Tintun time.
I made my country there.
We any po, my country. I get any po. Maba, Abambo Baba.
I disagree with
Maba, senior say.
I disagree with you.
But that is reality of life.
Scenario now on the mind. What is the need? Interim management committee. What is the meaning of interim?
From day one.
From day one, you can be sacked at any point in time. It is interim. Unless you don't want to factor in the word interim. So that the money and the at any point in time you can go. Like me, I was in the car monitoring everything. Some client said, if this is happening, then Kotoko, you are near so said this year league non budget. They are planning for the future. That is my view. Because I think aircon it might destabilize Kotoko a little bit. Where psychological, even the players, everything so we come over from either positive or negative.
Okay, for winning the league, my question way. looking at the current state of Kotoko Ghana football, is it also advisable say Kotoko Nkoji League, then the new board management will come, then the Africa pressure, and then the best at home journey over Kotoko, whereby in him say Ghanaian clubs in the Africa, Yamodin Bonisu.
Kotoko is a big club. Mean say any day, any season, ever start here, their target is to win the league, right? So where is the pressure? So Obani Adi League net that one over to us. Where is the pressure? Because Kotoko no more. That is where
Africa expenditures. Kaka team is so crazy away. Minumi no nyina nim. Kotoko Africa ba na nyina etena ha. Ena Kotoko Africa no munya abote no mokokora na omodin bo na nhede ni suru no mbo mo yi. That
should be something that the team holistically they will decide on. But
0322494401 0322494771 baby a wo bia no obetimi atoa enkomo no so ye ba line so na ye ne tiefo ne ahwefo so adi enkomo ewo eye dwumadie no eso okay yeah semo okay, a lot of messages here. Na Anabewa mateme home message no why nana. Udi baby akaza finado wasemato aso.
Adahuma se hine nana ntia mo apani no tosu mienu no fa se kronkron oboyze ne ata no dumase na medima. Yibo the league is not over for Kotoko because after the 10 matches later, Kotoko had easier matches to play at the Babala Stadium, and that match is Kotoko in the number year. Obetime did that point now. And if Kotoko near pressure or delete now on Mediama or Matia, who is Mediama? Kotoko can go to Mediama Tapa and beat a
oh, boys in it. Kafra. Udi baby akaza finado wasemato aso.